Okay, Jacob. We just finished our full recording for betting breakdowns, monkey knife fight breakdowns, the last minute Camacho replacement, and what else do we do? DraftKings. So we did a lot of recording just now. We're going live. We're going to see if anybody hops in. While we're live, I'm going to go ahead and edit those videos. You guys have anything you want to say to each other while I edit?
No, we're just going to be watching
Jesse, look how fast Jesse popped in. Jesse, my man, thank you.
Oh, Jake, we got Jacob in here.
Hey, we can't.
Jacob, welcome.
Oh, I got to go on. All right, hold on. I was going to say, I can't interact
Jacob.
through here. Hold on.
Get yourself in the middle of the camera, Dan. You're so old, you don't know how cameras
Jacob
work.
with the comment. Great podcast. Thank you, Jacob. We appreciate those comments.
I honestly, we got to block whoever that Jacob is. That's not cool.
Man, you got
what's up, David Milks? Yeah, I said that right. David Milks, Jesse Cojera.
Angelo is just brutal with the names.
The Italian stallion.
I try, man. I got to edit this video. You guys chat real quick while I do some editing. David Milks, David gets it. David might be the most. David.
I think he's talking about Vettori, not you.
Oh, well then forget it, David.
Yeah, you think he was calling you the Italian stallion?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
I blocked him. David's out of here. I put him in timeout.
The Italian.
Oh man,
antelope.
David was talking about Vettori. Son of a.
Of course he was. Italian was the only word that made sense.
Oh, okay. Oh, my bad, guys.
The Italian buffalo. What's up, everybody? All right, I got the chat going here.
It's going to be a good night for Italians.
Yes,
Luigi
it is
the Italian stallion. Yes, Luigi,
PayPal. Luigi.
Hey, PayPal my money. By the way, I got to shout him out. He was 100% right. I will say he called me out hard on the Levitt pick, and man, PayPal my money. You were 100% right.
I thought Levitt won that fight.
That was terrible.
He outstruck him 90 to like 20.
Oh man, that was awful. That was so bad. PayPal my money, DFS. You were 100% right, and I will not be betting on him again. Do you think they're going to give him another fight? I guess they might because he's 1-1, but I don't know.
Who are you talking about? I'm sorry, I'm editing while you guys are doing this.
Talking about Jordan Levitt's incredible.
Oh, what up?
He had 90. He had a takedown in the first, dominating the first, and then outstruck him like 80 to 10 the second and third. I thought Jordan dominated that fight. I was very surprised. Very surprised by the decision.
He was laughing at you, Jacob.
No, he's laughing with me. He knows.
Yeah.
If I didn't make that bet, I would have been up. I don't know. I think I won a couple units that week, but yeah, that bet.
You know, the Italian stallion Luigi fights out of Brazil. He just happened to be. I think he was born and maybe raised in Italy, but I think he fights out of Brazil.
Luigi who?
That's on the card. The Italian stallion that they're talking about. I think he fights out of Brazil. We can look it up right now. I mean, that's the joy of being live.
You might be right. Jacob, and other outside of fight news. So I have a flight tomorrow. Who's in here right now? Oh, 13 people already. Wow, look at that. Is that 13 including us, or is that 13 additional?
Yeah, he fights out of
here.
Brazil.
23 fans. What's up, man?
You're so, dude. I'm older than you, and it's like astonishing. Because it's like talking to my grandfather. Look at what you're wearing. You have an airline pilot headset. You stole that from American Airlines in 1987, and now you join our live stream.
JetBlue, man. It came complimentary with my even more spacey.
And people have to comment like, Dan, your volume sucks. Yeah, it sucks. Look what he's wearing.
It was your new software.
Jacob's got a real microphone. I'm glad it's not pink anymore. That was awkward. I have an actual microphone, and Dan is running around like he's trying to land an airplane. It's ridiculous.
Why are you glitching every time you move your mouse?
Yeah, because my computer's old.
Yeah,
it's skipping.
You know, it's getting late because Angel's getting more in New York. He said, yeah, it's what it does,
I'm from Connecticut. Connecticut's the only state with no accent whatsoever.
Sometimes, the computer, I don't know what it does. The wootsy watch it. It's on the fritz. I don't know. It's on the fritz.
That's so bad.
Hey, guys, so everyone in here, one of the most Actually, PayPal my money DFS. I want your take on this one. I got Paul Craig in this fight over Hill. What do you think?
Yeah, PayPal me.
Listen, I might have to switch it up if he tells me I'm wrong again, because he pegged it last time. I think Paul Craig is going to get the takedowns. The takedown defense I saw on Hill in the tape I watched was not good, and I think Paul Craig is not the best wrestler, but improving, I would say. So I'm interested to hear your take.
Yo, David, we did the breakdown tonight. We'll be live.
I'm
David
editing
Milks,
it.
Mckinney is on 3 days' notice, but he fought last weekend, so he should be in shape.
And here's a preview.
But we're
of
afraid. We're afraid a little bit because we know how he parties, so we don't know.
Here's a preview of that breakdown. Yes, it's a short notice fight. He did just fight last week, so that should help with the cardio. He was a JUCO All-American and a D2 college wrestler. So the narrative of he's going to get smoked in wrestling is much trickier than you think it is. And I said trickier, Jacob. So go eat.
Yo, PayPal me. That's what he's on my side.
What do we got here?
Maybe that doesn't go to decision for Hill. Craig is the move. I think that's like a pretty.
He sounds like he likes Hill's takedown defense. You guys said it wasn't very good.
No. He's saying they're both terrible. He's saying. I think correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, he's saying one guy's got bad takedown defense, and he's saying Craig has a bad chin. He's not wrong. Well, yeah, Jacob, why don't you break the news that is going to be released in our video later about
Yeah, that's a wild story.
Do you guys know about that story? Anyone that's in the chat about him dying twice in the back of an ambulance after being high on acid and mushrooms and getting tased by the police? It's the wildest story I've ever heard. Somebody had to. I mean, it's like in the news now because he's making his UFC debut and stuff. But that's crazy.
Acid, mushrooms, tased by the
tell the
police.
story, dude. There's more to it. You're like, did you guys hear about this?
I'm asking if they know, if they've heard of it before I spoil it. I just want to make sure I'm not spoiling it.
Even if they, what is the what like answer would they type that you wouldn't tell the story?
He doesn't want to spoil it, like it's like the season finale of.
You guys
it's on DVD. Did you not catch up yet? You don't know what happens to Locke and Lost?
Yeah.
Tell the story.
I basically told the story. You got a little.
He's crumbling under the pressure right now.
Yeah, he is. He partied a little hard.
Timely and well said, which he's not doing right now. Is that Mckinney did mushrooms, acid, I think something else, probably alcohol, and got arrested and tased multiple times by police. Died twice in the back of an ambulance. And survived. Now he's fighting. And I think we determined it was 2014 or something. So, anyways, I don't know if he's likes to party like that, but man, that sounds like an interesting night.
That sounds fun. I mean, that sounds.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are brutal, man. Like when we're recording, Jacob's telling stories. Dan's making Jacob cry. We go live, and it's like everybody's. If you guys didn't have me to direct this whole thing, you guys are a mess. I'm trying to edit the video
look at this. No, this is my best part. Angelo is like all of a sudden like he's the live stream guy, like Mr. Live Stream. Like I'm the best live streamer.
Right,
like,
he's sitting over half paying attention.
David, who called me the Italian stallion earlier. Thank you, David. Like you can see what's going on here.
Jeffrey.
David,
I was trying to Jeffrey's comment. Bad trip. Yeah, he said he was seeing demons and just lost his mind.
I'm in the middle. I have a different comment pinned. So David.
Well, I was talking about the comment that I care.
Yes,
about.
that
Jeffrey,
is crazy.
I would take Jeffrey over David all day.
And he did win the LFA title. And
David is now mentioning the trip that we were just talking about with Jeffrey.
Don't worry, guys. I'll solve this problem. Solved it. Problem solved. So, David.
Angelo likes this way too much.
Oh, I have so much power. So, David, what was his name? Mckinney has 3 first round knockout wins in 2021 in a row. So he's not the wild.
Been out of the first round. Am I still muted? I don't even know.
No, you're not. Unfortunately, no.
No, it's a good point, but he's only been out of the first round like twice in his whole career. And the
Oh,
one time we talked about was the Woodson fight, and he was exhausted. So
cardio might be an issue. I completely agree with you. Cardio could be an issue. I'm just saying the normal narrative is, a fight on 3 days' notice, he's screwed. I don't think that's the narrative here. Like, you have to assume he has a full camp because he just fought a week ago.
Yeah, I like Fravol in the fight. I think he's going to push the pace, beat him up over the course of 3 rounds. I mean, the first round will probably be closer than people think, but second and third, I think Fravol's pace.
David, Favola's okay. He's not anything special, but he's okay. He should win the fight.
I honestly, I think Fravol is good. I think he's a gamer. He's got solid striking. He's got good scrambles, good wrestling. I mean, when you watch the breakdown, I don't know. The first round against Sarukian, he did lose, but Sarukian's an absolute beast. And, man, he won some scrambles. He got some takedowns. I was impressed with him in that fight against a guy who I think was a 5-1 favorite. Or he was a 5-1 underdog. Sarukian may have been even heavier of a favorite. But I like him to score a lot of points in DraftKings. He's in my lineup for sure.
Who scores the most on the entire card this week? Who do you think? I think it's going to be Figgy.
Well, that's a really good question.
It's got to be a 5-rounder.
It's got to be one of the 5-rounders. Unless you get a knockout in under a minute, you get the 90 points plus the bonus points or whatever led up to it. But I assume it's a 5-rounder. And if you have to pick from the 5-rounders,
I honestly think it's going to be Figgy. But I honestly think, and you guys are going to hate this, I think it could be Felipe. The volume he throws, he'd get like a late second knockout.
You love Felipe in that fight, huh?
I love Felipe.
Dan and I straight up picked against him. Not even like.
I love
Felipe. I just think it's going to be a close fight. I think Collier is going to have a lot of volume. And Felipe is live for a knockout, though, man. When he gets in there and throws, he throws.
I think he's one of the best boxers in the division. I think he's good, man. Like, very technical. He's those incredible combos, like 3, 4, 5-punch combos. I love Felipe in that fight. Everyone's saying Leon Edwards, though.
Yeah, Leon Edwards, I think, is going to be the highest scorer, too.
Yeah.
Leon's definitely going to beat the absolute brakes off of Nate Diaz. The problem is I don't think there's a stoppage there. So it's just whatever beating points you can get over 3 rounds in a decision. And he also might be afraid to engage on the ground, which I don't think so, but that's always possible.
Who, Leon?
Yeah.
John Mahal Hill, David Milks. Oh, you're going against me. Could be right, but I don't know. Collier's the pick. I love it, Kayla.
Jacob, did you watch the weigh-ins?
I did, sir, yes.
Okay, so respond to David Milks. Was this not, I guess, did you watch the stare down? Was that intense? I didn't see it.
I don't remember it being too intense, but maybe a little bit more intense than a normal intensity would be.
Okay. That's a weird breakdown. I'll answer the question. David Milks. I think Evlov is the side. He trains down here at ATT. He's very good. He's a good striker, very good wrestler. But I will say, I feel like that line is wide. Watching tape on Dawodu, he's hard to take down. He gets up quick, and he's a good striker. So I could see that being a more competitive fight than people think. But I do see Evlov winning. I think he'll probably win a decision.
He's not in your guys' lineup?
Neither of them are in my lineup, no. Evlov was really expensive, and Dawodu, I think, was more affordable. But
I have Evlov.
I have Evlov, too.
When I have Evlov in my lineup?
I do.
No, Angelo, I don't think. Maybe you do. I don't think you do, though.
If I don't have him in my lineup, I placed a bet on him. I was very high on Evlov this week. Let me check my lineup. I'm editing the videos now as we speak. Let me see my lineup. Let us know in the comments.
Felipe is Nick Diaz on cheeseburgers. That's pretty funny.
That is.
He does.
Because volume.
Yeah. I just love the way he fights, man. I don't know why.
Dude, the weird thing about Felipe, though, is he's totally content. Like, if he fights somebody who's not going to push the pace against him, he's totally content kind of staying back and not, pushing the pace back. But if you get a guy like Collier who's going to probably get in his face with volume, he's also more than happy to slug it out. So, Jacob, I think that's where you might have you might have an angle saying that like Felipe gets a knockout because Collier is going to stay in his face, I think, with volume. And Felipe,
I mean, he's a big favorite too, guys. I mean, you guys are talking like he's like not very good. I think he's almost
no,
2-1 favorite.
listen, I think he's the favorite for a reason. I think there's just value on Collier on the line. I think it's going to be like I just think it's going to be a closer fight than people think. I think it's going to be like a split decision, very close decision.
I see it dominate.
Only because I think Collier is going to throw a ton more punches.
I see stiffness when I look at Jake Collier. I see stiffness in the whole division.
Collier's
Technical
pretty
Jake.
athletic, I thought, from what I saw. And he had decent cardio his last fight, too.
Well, you see
there's
stiffness.
a bunch of comments.
When
You guys
I
keep
look
it
at
on
Jake Collier, I
comments.
see stiffness.
Dude, Angelo's just yelling things out from the side over there while he's doing
I'm
something
trying
else.
to edit. All right, you guys
mute,
manage this.
Angelo, mute yourself for a minute, and this thing will go smoother.
All right. Keep up with the comments. Go ahead. Keep up with the comments.
All right. All right. I think people are sleeping on Vettori. Gibster, yeah, I agree. I think Vettori, I mean, we all bet Vettori. We got him in our lineups. I think if he has the right game plan, I think he can win this fight. I think he can hang striking, and I think if he can close the distance and get takedowns, make some grappling matches. He's a very good scrambler. He's a lot better fighter than he was the first time they fought. And I think the blueprint is out on how to beat Adesanya now. So I'm with you. I think people are sleeping on Vettori.
I think Adesanya wins. And I think he went by, I think Vettori at that, what is he, $6,900, something like that? I think that value, you have to put him in your lineup, and that's why he's in my lineup. But I think Adesanya should dominate the fight. I just think that.
But dominate how? You think he's going to keep the distance and pick him
I
apart?
don't think he's going to have any issue. I think he knows. I think the Jan stuff, it was just kind of like, I don't want to say he didn't care too much, but I think the weight was a huge difference because in the Vettori fight, the first one, right, he was getting taken down, but he was getting back to his feet. I mean, he wasn't getting dominated by Vettori on the ground.
I think Vettori's better now.
Yeah, but I think Adesanya is definitely better as well, especially after going. I think that Jan loss. I think it would have been even worse if he didn't fight Jan first. I think that kind of woke him up to, okay, I really do have stuff to fix because he survived the Vettori fight the first time and never really got wrestled since then. So if he never fought Jan, he probably would have came back into this fight thinking, oh, I can just fight the way I did. I don't really have to train any different. And then Vettori really could have ran in and just steamrolled him. But I think because of that Jan loss, then he realized, like, I really do need to focus on this. Vettori's going to come in heavy. And I think he's going to have answers for every takedown.
I agree with you. The problem is it wasn't that long ago. How long ago was that fight? It's hard to, I mean, he could do it. And also just looking at his training camp, I don't think there's a ton of wrestlers at his weight that could give him those looks. I could be wrong on that, but whenever I see them training, I don't see, unless he's bringing in guys.
Guys, let's jump to the Chase Hooper fight. We got a couple of comments on that.
Yeah.
The
Chase 15-year-old Hooper allowed to fight in the UFC?
No, you're going to respect. These guys don't care about Chase Hooper, but you're going to respect Chase Hooper, okay? Because he's going to take this dude down and just absolutely destroy him. Just like Jordan Levitt did last week, Chase Hooper's going to do the exact same thing this week and just dominate this fight. I love Chase Hooper in this matchup.
That's just so crazy to me. Chase Hooper is so worthless on his feet. I just can't see that happening. I just can't. And he doesn't have wrestling.
Man.
Listen, the one thing I'll say about I did not touch.
Chase Hooper's not a good wrestler.
Do you know who he lives with and trains with every day?
So what?
And Dan talks about all the time. The young guys, they learn so fast. This dude's training with Ben Askren.
So
listen, the one thing I'll say about Chase Hooper.
Do you know any? First of all, Dan, hold on. Jacob, have you ever seen Ben Askren wrestle? Do you know how Ben Askren wrestles?
That's what MMA wrestling is. He's
all right. So Daniel. I've wrestled my whole life, but you've been training for the last 15 years or whatever.
He's got his announcer voice on. Talk normal, Angelo. Jesus.
Daniel, I'll let you go next.
That's so normal.
Dan, you've been training wrestling.
Hey, watch it, Sean. Hey, Sean.
You can't teach scrambles. Ben Askren is a scrambler. That's why they call him Funky Ben. To say, he trains with Ben Askren, he's going to be a great wrestler. Ben Askren can't teach people how to wrestle how he wrestles. That's impossible. Would you agree, Dan?
Took people down all the time in MMA.
I know what you're saying. That's not what Chase Hooper did.
Ben Askren was undefeated and was taking people down left and right in MMA. What do you mean he can't take people down?
I said he can't teach people how to do that.
Oh, yeah, you can't teach that. You're right.
Okay, you're an idiot. Daniel, Scrambles can't be taught. Scrambles, like you literally do live scramble drills and you eventually learn where your hips should be. But to say Chase Hooper's training with Ben Askren, so now he's going to take people down is absurd.
You said he can't wrestle. He doesn't know how to wrestle. That's
he
why
doesn't. Okay, Jacob.
I would like to address.
Wait, no, hold on, real quick. I'm going to challenge Jacob to a bet. Everybody's watching. Jacob, let's bet. What's the over/under on the takedowns Chase Hooper gets? And I'll bet you. You can set the line.
I think it should be like
1.5.
1.5. I was thinking 1.5 too.
It's too good of a line. You took that from Dan.
I literally was
looking out for you there, Jake.
No, I was literally about to say 1.5.
So
all
make
right,
it 2. Make it 2. So if he gets 2, you guys push. But if he gets 3, you win, Jacob.
I'll take that.
Wait, what? Where do I win?
No,
you win if he doesn't get 2 takedowns.
Making some sort of bet. If he lands 2, we push. More than 2, and I win.
Under 2, I win. 2, push. 3. So then the line is 2, not 1.5. You muppet.
We moved it. So you said we said 1.5.
I'll take that.
Like it, so we moved
I'll take that bet. And let me know in the comments if you guys agree with that bet. I'll take that bet. How much, Dan or Jacob? The normal amount?
Jacob,
Jake, Jake's gonna do his squirmy nonsense that he does.
What are you talking about? I'm the one that said let's do it. So let's do it.
So what's the bet?
I'm just gonna give you a little advice. I'm just gonna warn you. First of all, I don't think it's a terrible bet, but I could also see this fight getting to the ground and Hooper getting a submission without actually getting a takedown. That counts.
A takedown,
so
yeah.
Angelo will be looking up all the stats afterwards and.
We should ask them.
He could pull guard. He could do a flying heel hook.
My money. I don't have money of my own. It's all the people's money. So how much are the people willing to wager on this?
Wrestling.
How much are the people? The people got to let me know how much they should bet of their money in this bet.
So real quick, Ishmael.
By the way, Ishmael. I agree with you, Ishmael. I love that Angelo actually chose to highlight your question because you are right. Anybody can be taught anything. It's just called drilling and practicing. But Angelo, go ahead and try.
Look at Angelo nodding his head like, yep. Like he didn't just completely say the opposite of that. He was like, yep.
I've coached wrestling for the last 10 years.
Oh, here we go. So you can. Okay.
There we go. This is what I have to do every time. I got to mute you all the time now. So when you're coach wrestling, scrambling, there's a specific need scrambling. Oh, high hip wins, head hunt.
Oh, God.
Other than that, scrambling, you have to learn where your hips are and learn where your body is.
I don't know if I'm still muted or not, but these are some really funny. Perry,
you were never muted.
Perry,
you were never muted.
Said that we should
These
only
comments are coming in hilarious. $17. That's all he's got. You should have heard him. He's like, "Oh, I'm going to do it tonight where they can't see the amount of money." And then
but tonight I had much more. I won. I win every week. I win every week.
You still never found out what was behind that curtain at the.
So let's make it $17.50, Angelo.
The Motel
No. It's more than that, buddy boy. It's more than that.
No, we asked the people. That's what they said. So it's $17.50. Or it could be $500 if you want. That was another option.
So Ish, in order to teach scrambling and wrestling, you literally have to do scramble drills. It's like sit on the floor, legs out, back to back.
Wait. You said so in order to teach.
So to teach the scramble, you're muted.
Yeah, Jacob, you're muted, but I'll finish it for you. Angelo, you're wrong. You can teach anybody anything, and yes,
I'm wrong.
Yes, you're explaining how to teach somebody.
You do scramble drills. My point is, it's not like when you teach somebody how to box, it's like your foot should be here, this should be here. Scrambling, it's not that cut and dry.
Just teach it.
It's just a different way of teaching, and you can. Yes, there are tricks and tips. You can. It's not just scramble, like spaz out and move. There are techniques that ask.
Of course. Here we go. Poppy Chris gets it. Longtime watcher, understands the inside jokes. Here's the bet, Jacob. That Corey Sandhagen signed card.
Right, I saw that. Let's do $17.50 and then the Corey Sandhagen card. wait, I'm putting that up. So what am I going to get from you?
You're not going to win. So
I want your signed Grand Slam wiffle ball.
No, I earned that. That was my.
I want that. I want that.
You can't buy a Grand Slam. You got to earn it. You bought that card.
Well, the Houston Astros bought a bunch of Grand Slams, I think.
What'd you say?
I said the Houston Astros bought a bunch of Grand Slams.
That's pretty solid. That is exactly what happened. Here we go. So I'm not saying you can't teach scrambles. I'm saying there's scramble drills. It's not as easy.
Wait,
No,
wait,
because
I'm not saying you can't teach scrambles.
Exactly what you said.
You can't teach scrambles 8 times.
Exactly what
I am the. Oh, I'm loving this.
Andrew, no, I disagree. I'll
undo it. I am the only wrestling coach in this. We've coached national champions.
Your
national
coaching is
champions.
kids come up to you and you're like, I can't teach you that. You just got to do it.
No,
you just got to keep doing it.
Of course we teach it, but it's with live drills. It's get in this position, go live, and the kids have to learn where their hips are.
Before it was
anyway.
You can't teach
okay,
it.
Alan gets it. Alan gets it. You learn during live. The scramble drills are live drills. I can't teach you, if he does this, do that. It's a scramble. You have to know where your hips are at all times.
Oh my God. We're going to go on then with this forever. Let's just agree to disagree.
Yes, dude, get Cammy Barzini on here. Actually,
yes,
no.
You learn
get
it
your
during.
buddy on here. Get God damn it. What's his name?
Whoa.
You don't think that there
language,
are fundamentals and tips and basics that can be taught around scrambling?
David Ramon.
Dude,
can you highlight this comment?
That's what he can teach him. He can say,
David
hey, here's
Ramon's
a few
kicked
tips.
out of here. You're out, David.
I want you to highlight that
David
comment
Ramon.
as you're going on another spiel because that might be 11 personality. As you're yelling, just have the comment pop up at the bottom.
David is out.
David, look at Angelo. He's trying to kick everyone out. This guy is. What are you drinking over there?
Just me yelling at nobody. I'm basically the father. I'm Frank Costanza. I'm just yelling at nobody.
By the way, Jeffrey Guillermo is 100% right. Let's move on.
So, Jeff, you have a question or a topic? We'll move on to
look at Angelo getting defensive to everybody now.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about.
Joshua, what's up, man? Hey, Josh.
Let's talk about. All right, let's let somebody else decide what we're talking about.
No, so here we go. Back to the.
Back to the personalities.
Wait, I clicked on the wrong thing. Damn it, this is moving fast.
This guy's a mess.
No, David Milks with a stat. Hooper is like 2 and 14 takedowns in the UFC.
Can we verify that?
It's probably not accurate, but.
Oh, that's where we got off on this tangent. Oh, so Angelo, before we got into the whole, Peterson has been a brown belt for 7 years. He can take Hooper down and smash him. I don't. Listen, PayPal my money. You might be right. You probably are right, actually. I don't know that that's the easiest path to victory for him, though. He can probably defend Hooper's takedowns and win on the feet as well. Hooper's striking is – listen, and Jacob, you said it earlier. I will say I do think Hooper is actively trying to get better, and the kid's 21 years old. He flew out to train with what's his name? Stephen Thompson's camp.
I'll tell you where he needs to go. I'll tell you right now where he needs to go. He needs to spend a winter in Ukraine and just learn just in one of their boxing gyms and just sitting there in the cold of the winter with whoever's out there, Mike Tyson, all those guys, all the greats, and just train Ukrainian boxing for like 6 months, and then he'll come out true. I mean, he'll just come out. It's incredible.
Well, so what is interesting with that fight? So we didn't upload the betting guide yet because I'm editing it right now while we do this live stream. I have a prop bet on Chase Hooper.
Do more of that and less of this.
So I have a prop bet on Chase Hooper, and the prop bet specifically is wins by submission, decision, no action, which means if Chase Hooper goes to a decision, win or lose, I get my money back. If Chase Hooper pulls off one of those last-minute submissions that he does, I win my bet. So that isn't – I like that bet quite a bit because I think Chase Hooper – I don't think he's going to get stopped. So I either think he loses the decision or wins by submission. So that bet protects me on both sides. I honestly
think that this is a fight that the UFC set up to make sure that Hooper wins. I think they want Hooper
I agree with
one of their guys.
They want him to win,
and I think they want him to win.
I completely agree with you. I just don't think he will. Dude, his stand-up is really bad. And he doesn't have like the offensive wrestling to just make it happen.
I think he's got a real quick, strong jab, man. I think he really uses that with his length. He wins with tough. I mean, he's just tough enough to find a way to get to the ground at this point in his career. And like you say, he's 21 years old, so he'll figure it out. I mean, he's long. I mean, if he stays low weight like that with his length, and if he develops a jab, like all he really needs is like that Usman jab. Because Usman can strike, but he's got that really strong jab and just jab, and then takedown, and then jab. That's all he really needs to develop at that point, and then develop off of that. So, I love Chase Hooper.
I hope Chase Hooper wins because I think he's good for the UFC. He's good for the roster. He's entertaining. Like he's awesome in a million different ways. It's just a tough fight because he is fighting like a straight up like tough guy, just a guy that's going to come forward, throw what he's got to throw, is not going to get stopped. Just a really tough guy.
Can we get the Dunchichi highlighted, please?
This.
Yeah, I like the way that looks. 16-0. We're on our way. Well, I said like 5 weeks ago we were going to go 20 in a row. I mean, we're almost there. I think after this week we might get there pretty close.
So Ganja is talking about, and then Jesse reaffirmed that in Monkey Knife Fight, not only can you do the more or less, you can pair a bunch of them together and really get your money. I'm more conservative. I like I like more sure things, but those are always a ton of fun. And once I release the betting guide, you will see the 9-fight parlay that Jacob did. And then David Milks, when a person looks bad on the scales like Figueiredo did today, which he did, but then has 24 hours to recover, is that enough time to recover? Dan, I'll let you get into detail, but very quickly for anybody who doesn't know, before USADA, you can get an IV. So you'd cut all the weight, then you would go back to your hotel room, you'd get an IV, and you'd be 100% hydrated like you never cut the weight. USADA doesn't allow IVs anymore because they can mask steroids and other agents. So now, no IVs. So you just have to take in some salt and some electrolytes. But Dan, I'll let you jump in on that with basically how much can you recover from a really bad weight cut in 24 hours?
You know what, to be honest, now that the IV thing is out, first of all, I think guys are figuring out how to get the IV. I always thought that was a stupid rule. Like, why ban the IVs? It's
helping the fighters.
Listen, they're going to cut the weight anyway. Like, I think they do it. Well, you said one of the reasons why they do it, but they're also trying to do things to prevent guys from cutting weight. Guys do it anyways, and then they just get less hydrated for the fight. So I never loved the whole banning of IVs thing. I think still guys are still figuring out.
Don't some promotions do hydration tests or something pre-fight? Is there somebody that does that?
There were different commissions that did different things over the years. There were ones that did weigh-ins the day of the, multiple weigh-ins. You can only be X amount over a certain time. Like, I think I fought in North Carolina or South Carolina. Where
and this is a guy in Figgy that this isn't new to him either. I mean, every single fight he's looked like this at weigh-ins and still has been dominating. So,
Yeah. But yeah, without an IV, I mean, even with an IV, bad weight cuts are no good. But listen, he's done it a bunch of times. His body's probably used to it. Could be a fat. I mean, listen, they went 5 rounds last time. We'll see. I don't think it's going to go 5 this time.
And last time, too, he made that weight cut twice in like 3 weeks with no camp. And he said he was sick. I mean, he went to the hospital early in the week before the last fight, too. So not only did was he sick, maybe that actually could have maybe helped his weight cut, honestly. But he was sick, but then so he's dehydrated and still came out and won that fight. I mean, I think everyone agrees he won that fight if it wasn't for the point deduction. So, and now he's got the full camp. So, yeah, he did look bad, but he gets so sucked out. And then every Saturday you look at him, and every time he starts fighting, you're like, damn, he's huge, man. So he fills out fine.
Yeah, eventually.
What does everybody like this week on bets? Well, actually curious, who in here does DraftKings versus sportsbook betting or both?
Gibster, I'm on your side. I think I love Brandon Moreno personally. I mean, it's hard. I don't know anyone that dislikes Brandon Moreno. He's like the nicest dude in the entire world. But I think he fought almost perfect last time. And I think he still lost, and he was getting cracked. Figgy was hitting him with anything that Figgy wanted to hit him with, and somehow Moreno was just slipping and rolling and just eating enough where I don't think this time he's just going to be able to do that. So I think that Figgy ends it early. And they also mentioned in his camps and the embeddeds and stuff, they're talking about how he's been almost like that Tyrone Woodley. We talked about that in our video earlier tonight, but he's been knocking everyone out that he kind of forgot his jiu-jitsu. And in the embedded, they were kind of alluding to that they've been working and trying to get him to use more of his grappling. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe he comes out with a offensive grappling game plan and then gets to the ground and just submits him, because that's what he used to do all the time as well, is just submit everyone. So, yeah,
that's definitely both the main and co-main are super interesting. So a couple comments here. One is Christian Rodriguez saying Leon Edwards by TKO or decision. I think decision, but Dan and Jacob, you talked about the scar tissue on the Diaz brothers, and you think there may be a TKO because of that.
That's one of the reasons I think. I think it could also just be
He's
pretty
just
good
hit all the
beating,
time. Yeah.
The ref could stop, it's almost like when Ferguson was getting beat up by Gaethje. It's like, I mean, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong. I love Diaz, but I just see this being a one-sided fight. And at some point, whether it's Diaz is never going to quit, but there might be a point where someone decides, all right, enough is enough, whether it's a cut, whether it's just too bad of a beating. I hope I'm wrong and Diaz makes it a freaking barn burner and somehow wins, but I don't know. I just don't see him having the tools to beat this guy.
Yeah, at some point, Nate has got to just get flatlined. As often as he gets hit with big shots, and you'll see him kind of stagger, and then he's fine. At some point, you're just going to get flatlined. And I just feel like Leon, and I think I mentioned in our breakdown video, this has to be the best person that Nate has ever fought, except for Conor, maybe. Right? At the level of talent, and Leon Edwards. I mean, he's a legit championship.
I would say Leon Edwards is more talented than Conor. He doesn't have the one-punch knockout power.
Listen, Leon Edwards is very good, but also Nate has fought
everybody,
right? Nate has fought the best of the best for years. We're going back in different time periods of MMA, so it's like it's hard to evaluate who's better than who. But yes, Leon Edwards is arguably.
I think Leon Edwards would beat anyone that Nate has fought.
Yeah, I think Leon Edwards is the rightful. He should be fighting for the title. He's phenomenal. So real quick, David Milks with can Anders be trusted as new camp seems to have really helped this game. I think so. I have Anders in my DraftKings lineup. I think Eric Anders was on his way to winning that first fight and then threw the illegal knee for no reason too, which is really frustrating. But I think he wins this fight as well. My only fear is that he's going to be hunting for that knockout. And anytime, you're just throwing wild haymakers for a knockout could be a problem. But I think for sure he can be trusted.
I'm just reading some of the comments here. A lot of people are asking. So it looks like a lot of people do DraftKings only. A lot of people DraftKings Monkey Knife Fight. That's awesome. Monkey Knife Fight. We're enjoying that a lot. NSTH TV, FanDuel, DraftKings, and Sportsbook. Oh, like me, you do it all. What Sportsbook do you use? Just curious. We got a deal with Bet Online, so if you join up through our link, we will send you cash. And then Richard Cruz says he's already on Bet Online. Did you sign up through our link? If not, let us know. You can go join sportsbetting.ag. It's the same site as Bet Online, just a different skin. Because when we did the deal with them, we said, hey, what about people that are already on Bet Online? How do we work that out? And they're like, oh, they can go to sportsbetting.ag. It's the same exact site, different skin. So if you do that, either one of those, message us. Angelo, you got the email set up?
Yeah, but don't go to sportsbetting.ag. Go to WeWantPicks.com/bets.
Right.
Jesus,
you're exactly
Dan.
right.
You're just
I'm sorry. You're the promo guy. Got it. But anyways, go to our link. We'll Venmo you cash. And anybody who's done it already, I think somebody last week said they signed up through our link. And reach out. Send us your user ID. We will send you cash. Venmo, PayPal, however you want it. So helps you get a little cash, and then we'll all win some money.
Yeah, and Jeff Guillermo says Marvin by sub or decision, and that's an interesting one because I think it's by decision. I don't think he's going to get a submission. I mean, as Adesanya definitely has gaps on the ground, I don't think he's getting submitted. So I have Marvin Vettori by decision. I think Dan does too. So we're definitely high on Marvin, but not by submission. That's a little too aggressive.
It could happen, by the way, but but.
I think Izzy would have to be like hurt, and then for some reason Vettori goes for a submission instead of just finishing him with a TKO or something like that. I don't think it's gonna be like working to a submission. Houston,
who's TRex? Do you guys know who that? Oh, TRex, you probably meant to say, and that's what the hell's his name? Oh man,
TRex is I can't think of his actual name now. But
it's
Terrence McKinney.
Yes. That's not listen, I'm high on Terrence McKinney. We're editing. We broke down that fight. I'm editing it literally right now as we do the live stream. It's rendering. I'm pretty high on that fight. I think Terrence McKinney
Not as
is
high as Terrence McKinney, though.
And yes, it would be close to. It would definitely. It might be more than plus with that. You know what? I can plug it in for you right now. Hold on.
Yeah, and the reason
What
I
would
like
do,
that,
I'll just give you my insight, is I would add 7 fighters to that parlay and really push those odds to like 10,000, because that's the way you do it. just a easy 9 fight parlay. You 80 times your money and you go on your way.
so
Who asked
David
that
Mills,
question, Angelo? I missed it when you had it up there.
the question was just a
Houston.
parlay.
Question, but
Brantley.
who asked it?
Houston Brantley with
Yeah.
Houston.
with the ask.
I'm checking for you right now.
Guys, if you're watching the stream and you're not a subscriber, please click the subscribe button. If you don't know who we are or what we do, we break down fights every single weekend. I manage professional fighters, and I have been for 15 years. Dan with the hat on all the way to the right, Dan Kramer, is a professional fighter, fought in the UFC, fought in Bellator, was on The Ultimate Fighter. Jacob in the middle does what he's doing right now, which is, I don't know, awkward shoulder
It's called
movements.
shadow boxing.
Oh, that's what that was. But we break down fights every single weekend. So if you don't subscribe now. I know there's a bunch of people.
And if
new
you're
people
not
in
a
this right now.
member, for God's sake, just become a member.
There's a join
We
button
always,
below.
if you guys are asking questions, we always go to the members first because obviously they're priority. So if you guys really want a question asked,
All
you
right,
become a
settle
member.
down with the hard sell stuff. I'm looking up some odds. For
Wow, Dan
Wow,
hates.
guy hates members, huh?
Yeah,
I
jeez.
see-
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Dunchichi.
Everybody.
David Ramon.
Sorry, you're right. Do what you gotta do.
Jesus. Hey, sorry,
No,
man.
that's not what I did.
Got a good looking crowd, man. Jesse coming in.
We
Yeah,
appreciate all of you.
So back to this comment. David Milk said, this is perfect for Riddell, but I love Dober's elevation camp. So Dan is high on Dober. I think Riddell wins this fight. Dober probably has more upside, meaning he has the one punch knockout, where I don't think Riddell does, but that's certainly a really interesting fight.
So he wanted McKinney and Moreno.
Yeah, so Gilbert didn't know. So Danny Boy over here. Danny was on The Ultimate Fighter Season 7. He was on Rampage Jackson's team, then made his professional MMA debut in the UFC. At the time, was the first person to ever do it. And then they're basically like, hey, you're super young. What do you want to do with your career? Said, well, let me get some other fights, and then I'll come back. But then he ended up in Bellator, got some awesome – I mean, Bellator is a great promotion. People are always like, oh, when is this Bellator fighter going to end up in the UFC? I think that's a crazy question because there's plenty of people that make a fortune and have amazing careers in Bellator. But either way, Danny Boy fought in both for sure.
Yeah, Bellator. I love fighting. I think I fought 10 times in Bellator, 5 in the UFC with the Ultimate Fighter. But Bellator was great. I enjoyed both of them. They're both great. But man, the money in Bellator now is much different than when it was when I was fighting. I mean, I made good money. Don't get me wrong, but they are, since they got bought by Viacom, guys are getting paid. So it's good for the sport. Actually, guys are getting paid everywhere. PFL, Bellator, UFC.
PFL puts on a good performance, man. I was watching some of that Thursday night. That's a good little promotion there. I'm pretty sure they had fake crowd noise, which is really interesting.
Did you see the not PFL? There was another promotion and Bally's pushed it. They had like Street Fighter health bars at the top, and anytime somebody got hit, the health meter would go down. Yeah, it was unbelievable. Let me know in the comments.
Wait, what we need to do a full breakdown right now of the Lamar Odom Aaron Carter fight.
Somebody commented earlier that Lamar Odom knocked out Aaron Carter, right? Is that surprising? Tonight? The dude is
tonight. I didn't know it was tonight.
Yeah, it's done.
Oh,
the dude is a 6'7" professional athlete and fought a boy band drug addict, like boy band member, like
former drug addict.
Former, yeah, I'm sure former.
Yeah, he had a night like Terrence McKinney had, but it was at like a.
Watch Lamar Odom destroy
brothel.
Aaron Carter. Okay, I'll click this real quick.
I got to take a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
A bathroom break, unbelievable. Bye.
Take a leak. I mean, what do you want me to say?
Bye.
Oh wow! Oh my God! Oh my God! I'm watching it right now. Aaron like immediately just starts spinning in a circle with his arms out, like.
So Dom Rushing, what's your opinion on Lima's loss? I didn't watch it, but everyone said he looked terrible. So Dom, I know the Lima brothers pretty well. Dan does too. He trained with both of them for a while. And I spent some time with them overseas for fights. I bet against Douglas in this fight only because his opponent was such an amazing wrestler. And if you watched our betting breakdown video earlier in the week, we were pretty high on that wrestling. So I put some real hard dollars on Lima losing, and literally only because of the wrestling of his opponent. And that's what it was. It was the wrestling of his opponent. I'm editing our videos that we just recorded earlier. While recording those videos, we are watching that fight. So you'll see some reactions there, but that was not surprising to us. We definitely saw the wrestling of Lima's opponent getting that done. Angelo versus Dan grappling match. Oh, the winner faces Jacob. Jacob gets the winner of Angelo versus Dan. That's
what's funny is David said Lamar Odom still alive with a question mark. That poor guy was about to have like the best death of all time, just high on cocaine at a brothel, and they brought the man back. Like that, if you were ever going to go out, I think that's how I want to go out. It's just a bunch of blow at a brothel. Here I go. There's the light. I'll go to the light, and there we go. And they brought the man back, and now he's boxing Aaron Carter.
Perry said, is bet online available in Massachusetts? So yes. So go to wewantpicks.com/bets. There's several different options for you to get free money, get a deposit match, all that stuff. It is all legal everywhere. So it's not US based. It is overseas, but that is what makes it 100% legal. It's like when you go on a cruise and you go once you're 1,000 feet off of shore, you can start gambling in the casino on the cruise. It is literally the exact same thing. It is perfectly legal. It's not sketchy, nothing weird about it. It's just not a US based company in certain states because certain states don't allow sports betting just yet.
Dom Rushing, I don't know if you mentioned this about the Lima fight, because Angelo, I don't know if you were watching it, but
I literally just mentioned the Lima fight.
Oh, is that what you're talking about? I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I was saying his opponent was such a phenomenal wrestler. It was not surprising.
He was just off his back and couldn't do anything. Sorry. I was watching the Odom and Aaron Carter fight, which that was like.
Speaking of Odom and Aaron Carter, Chichi said that Chuck Liddell was the referee. That's funny.
Because literally, 30 seconds in, Chuck stops the fight, but doesn't stop the fight. Goes up to Aaron Carter and is saying something to him what the hell are you doing now? Because he literally just instantly started spinning in circles with his fist out and stuff. And then but how much was that fight? I don't know how much.
More than $30.
Was it really?
Was there any other? Were there any other fights on that card?
I think it was YouTube versus TikTok or something like that. Wasn't it 5 or 6 people on there, or 5 or 6 fights? So Dan's muted.
You're on mute. You old.
You're still on mute.
We still can't hear you.
Oh my god. Here we go.
We can't.
Stop running. That's funny.
You probably muted your old man headset. So Houston Bradley, who would be next for Figgy? Look at him, what a moron. Who would be next for Figgy if he's able to get past Moreno? There he is.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Dan, when you unmute it. Also, Bilal, could we see a rematch with Edwards as he waits? The Bilal rematch with Edwards would be interesting if they both win their fights. I've been saying I think this is almost too soon for Bilal. Him and Edwards fought on the exact same card. Bilal's eye was a disaster, and yet here they are again fighting on the exact same card.
You probably didn't see his Twitter, but I don't know if you guys follow Bilal on Twitter, but he's the funniest dude, one of the funniest. He might be funnier than Darren Till at this point on Twitter. He makes a joke out of everything. But you know how in pre-fights on the embedded and stuff, they are signing posters. They'll sign a ton of posters in a row. He posted a picture of him I got my revenge or something, and it's him poking Leon in the eye on the poster. So it's a picture of Leon. He's poking him in the eye, so that's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
Yeah, pretty funny.
Hey, I owed Houston an answer. So if you took who were the two? Hold on.
Oh my god.
Here we go. Speaking of, David Ramon says we need to hire Dan an assistant to handle all the technology stuff.
Guys,
yeah,
this
his daughter
is
will do it.
News to the fullest.
Fake news. We just watched you live on the internet fumble with 2 mute buttons.
Yeah, I didn't realize that when my headset fell, it hit the mute button. It's not
is that what it was? First of all, the headset is problem number 1.
I like my headset. No, I'm not getting rid
I
of it.
bet you do, Grandpa.
Anyways, Houston,
those cauliflower
odds
ears.
on McKinney and Moreno in a parlay are just under 7-1. So the line has come down on McKinney. He's plus 175.
He's
Moreno.
live, man.
What?
Because the whole narrative is he's going to get taken down over and over until people do some research and find out he's a JUCO All-American wrestler.
Yeah, but
Dan, do you have cauliflower ear?
no, not really. This year
Look, he's afraid to show it. He's afraid to show it.
A little bit, but not bad at all.
Only on the inside, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not
And
bad.
then the other,
Other one, I have nothing. I would always shoot.
you're not showing it. Yeah.
Why would he have it on his left ear, Jacob? This is what you know. This is what you know.
I mean, all the MMA guys have both ears just shot.
Those are jiu-jitsu guys. The wrestlers, it's right ear.
Yeah, I unlike a lot of people, did not want cauliflower ear, so I drained it a couple times when it blew up, and then
I always debated when UFC really
Jacob would
started.
be the guy who goes to the gym and is
Yeah,
like,
No, I thought about
smashing
just
against
pliers,
cauliflower ear.
just pliers. When I was like in my early 20s, because I was a little guy, I was like, if I get some cauliflower ears, I'll be good to go.
It is funny. I mean, people would love cauliflower ear. Like when they first started training jiu-jitsu, there was a ton of people that were like really hoping to get cauliflower ear, purposely not training it.
Yeah, grinding like whatever sponges against the side of their ear. David, by the way, Angelo did apply to be my assistant at one point. Fortunately, he didn't make the cut, so
There's a physical. There's a physical in the application process.
look at that. That's even funny about yourself. That's great. He failed the
pre-application physical.
he ran a 27-minute mile. We just can't do. That's just a liability.
Couldn't handle the insurance premium.
Right. Yeah.
All the stress.
The entire company, the whole company's insurance plan was going to go up by
my heart. You know what's
100
funny
a month.
about that? This is. I'm not going to say this is going to be a weird turn with the story. So never mind.
Okay, so then let's just move along because I know where these things end.
No, it has nothing to do with you guys. It has to do with my kid.
Oh, all right. Well, let's.
Well, remember, we're live.
I do need a year for Arkansas wrestling. I will have my Arkansas wrestling shirt in a week or two. Anybody who doesn't know what that is,
Damn, David just hit you with the heat. Jesus,
David. Well, can you delete members?
David's coming top rope with the elbow.
Angelo, this is what you get for saying his name wrong for 17 weeks straight. All right, people don't forget those things.
David's coming top rope.
Here you go, Dan. Here's a question for you. Try to sit up above the pinned question so people could see your face.
Why don't you put it in front of your face, Angelo?
I can't control where it goes. Just sit up.
because it only might block his second chin.
Okay, go ahead.
This is getting.
Remember, we're live.
Answer.
This is what we do off the air. We don't usually do this on the air, but
we're live.
we want to go live. All right,
Here we go.
The cards fall as they may, I guess. Angelo gets the luxury of editing all this, so he'll just take it.
I can't edit live content.
Live, man.
Old,
Jesus, we're live.
Do you not know how the internet works?
We talked about this, Angelo. Once it's done and it posts, you can go back and edit it out.
Okay,
right?
Can you just answer Houston's question, please?
Yes, Houston, for sure. I'd love to answer your question. Do I favor the huge weight cuts or more hydration-based organization like one championship where you fight your hydrated weight? There's two ways to look at that. As a fighter, I'd rather fight hydrated for sure. But what I would say, so how does one do it? How does one do it with the actual with the weigh-ins? How do they make sure you're hydrated? Do they test your hydration?
That's what I thought. That's what I was alluding to. I knew something.
Oh, so maybe that is okay. That's great. That's that. Then I would do that all day. Because I was going to say the hardest thing is
because I think Demetrius went over there when he was fighting at like 140 something or 150 or something like that.
Yeah, I would rather do that. I fought at 170 in the UFC, and it was a brutal weight cut. I'm 215 now, and pure muscle, obviously. Now, all kidding aside, so when I fought at 170, I would walk around 205 in shape, training, not eating great, but not eating terrible. I would get down to about 190. I would land in Vegas on a Tuesday, By Friday, I would be 170. By the next day, with the fight, this is when they were doing IVs. I'd have 3 IV bags. I'd be 195 by the time the fight happened.
That's just so great. That's just so terrible for your body.
Yeah, it's not good for you. And it was like I was so young in my career that I really think that the adrenaline and just like I was in
I get it.
training like crazy. It carried me through. But over the course of a career, I just think that wears on your body. And
I'm telling you, Dan, there was some late spring, early summer golf matches where I probably dropped 2-3 pounds by the time the round was over.
You ran out of Gatorade on like the 6th hole, and it was like it was dangerous there.
It's tough. I tell you, it got so bad sometimes. I'd get so tired that eating a hot dog at the turn was just a challenge, man. You're parched. I get
that's because you eat frozen hot dogs in one bite.
Hydration test throughout the week. Yeah, Houston, that's the way to do it. I would do that all day because then you're fight. I mean, there's probably caveats to that because different body types hold different amounts of water. So whatever they're doing, I'm sure they're doing it well. I haven't heard fighters complain about it, but let me know if you've heard anything because I think that's a smart way to do it. Then you're fighting somebody who's your actual size and not someone who's, dropping 30 pounds and –
well, it was
just
like
not good for anybody. It's long term. It's not good. You're getting hit in the head after you're dehydrated. Now they don't allow IVs. The whole thing just is a bit of a mess. So after I fought 170, which was miserable, I went up to 185. I made that weight pretty easy. I'd be 205. I'd get down to 197. I got 12 pounds very easily, make weight, and I felt great, and I didn't feel weaker. I felt stronger than I did at 170, so I preferred that over the big weight cut.
Well, and a couple of things with the weight cut stuff. One, college wrestling, high school wrestling, they sort of weigh you in the beginning of the season, and then they tell you how much weight you're allowed to lose throughout the season. And they also do hydration tests, and the whole point was to not, they don't want kids cutting that much weight. Two, jiu-jitsu tournaments. Dan, I don't think you ever competed in like a straight up jiu-jitsu tournament, but like
I did early on. I did like Naga and all those other ones in the Northeast.
Naga didn't, but like Pan American Games, I competed in that with Ryan one year. You literally step on the scale and then on the mat.
How did you place?
Like scale to mat. There was no hydration period whatsoever.
How did you?
It was crazy.
How did you place?
I got third. Smart mouth.
Out of 4.
It's not important how many people were in the weight class, man.
Third out of 4th is me and DraftKings every week.
But yeah, they would make you step on the scale and then on the mat, which was crazy to me because it's like coming from a wrestling background. It's like, whoa, in wrestling, I weigh in and then I have like hours, not minutes.
And to answer Houston's next question, the UFC will never change unless they're forced to, right? It's working and no one's died. But the second something happens, then they'll have to change. But I don't think do you guys think that they'll change their policy to? There's no motivation for them to have to change.
I don't know. I'm interested. I want to see how this. I'm going to look more into how one's doing it and if it's working or not. I'm trying to think.
It didn't really work because I'm telling you, Demetrius went over there and just got destroyed by a guy because he had to fight up at like 150 something. I think he fought at I don't know what weight classes they have over there, but. It was something to where the guy he was fighting was like a good 5'10" or 5'9" or something like that. He's only 5'2", and it was a.
Listen, the reality is no matter what rules you put in place, everyone's going to be looking for an edge, no matter how they can get it. So, I don't know that there is a great answer, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's people's choices to what they want to do with their body. You know what I mean?
I completely agree with that. Like, you want to put yourself in harm's way, put yourself in harm's way. Like, it is what it is. It's your choice. So real quick, Jesse, my man, Pots and Pans. Thank you very much. What was I going to say? So Christian Rodriguez said his parlay is Figueiredo in round 1, Adesanya in round 2. That is an incredibly what are
the odds on that? That's got to be
specific
insane.
Parlay. Yeah, I was just about to ask, what are the odds on that? Because that is very specific. Very curious.
Yeah, Jesse, I think they are looking. I think the UFC lately, I think it just was announced a couple weeks ago or something that they're looking into new gloves and something like that to try and fix.
Oh, the eye pokes. Yeah, they've been talking about that forever.
Doesn't Bellator have better gloves than the UFC?
I actually fought with their one of the first fights where they had the new gloves, and I thought it was good. It was just a little bit more. It was curved a little bit more, so you kind of had to keep your hand in a fist more.
Yeah,
But
they're
grapplers say
definitely
they
curved.
hate it because they can't. There's both sides.
Well, you're the best grappler on this stage right now. So how do you feel about the gloves with the
The
grappler?
best offensive grappler for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
you-
Kayla, thank you very much. Kayla, I owe you your money. I'm sorry. I will get you your money, I promise. Kayla won the DraftKings. Kayla won our DraftKings contest
Angela's
twice.
already delinquent on payments. Look at this.
No, I do. Even I've been in front of this computer the entire day. I did Nick's live stream, then we recorded, and now we're live. I haven't gotten up. But Kayla has won the DraftKings contest twice, so I owe her $30 because she is a member. I'll get you it before I go to bed, I hope. Anybody who's in this stream right now, check. This description may not have it, but check the description below. We have a free DraftKings league. Join the DraftKings league. It's free. If you're a subscriber and you win, we'll give you $15. Literally, I send it to you out of my Venmo. If you are a member, which means you click the join button below this video, we give you 30. Kayla was smart enough to become a member immediately after winning. So she got her 30 once and then now again. So she has more than a full year's worth of membership already comped and paid for. 2 times. You're
Thank
almost,
you, Kayla.
yeah, you're about to get kicked out, Kayla. So don't win a third time.
No, I'm entering a lineup this week to make sure it doesn't happen. a third time.
I'm
usually
rooting for
having
Kayla.
been
I hope she keeps winning.
I put in 10 different names with 10 different lineups. Angelo made me do it. Kayla, I didn't want to do it. Angelo made me create 10 names, 10 different lineups to flood it to make sure that you don't win again. So,
Kayla, it's nice when you have steady Venmo payments incoming from Angelo every week. It's like you get kind of used to it. I've gotten used to it.
Dan, I'm trying to understand when I Venmoed you. Yeah, last week. Other than that, when was the last time? It's been a while.
Let's just pull up here. Should I do this or should I not?
I would not.
Yeah, okay. I'll spare you.
Anybody watching this live stream, if you're not a subscriber, click the subscribe button. It costs you nothing. It's incredibly helpful for us. If you don't know who we are, we break down fights every single week. I've managed fighters for 15 years. Dan is a professional fighter that's wearing a hat that says adios for some reason.
Golf
and then,
course.
all right, that makes sense.
What does mine
And
say,
then
Angelo? What does
I thought
mine
you
say?
took a real hard line
What
stance
does
on
mine
immigration.
say, Angelo? Angelo,
What
what,
is
does mine say?
What?
What does my
Champion,
hat
it
say?
says, Jacob.
I know what it says. I couldn't think of
It
anything.
also
witty.
doesn't really fit that
Hold
well.
on a second. Hold on. What does this
Okay.
one say, Angelo?
Kayla can have her own segment. If she wins a third time, she's coming on as a guest.
What does mine say now, Angelo?
Aladdin.
Yeah. Chris Rodriguez says Adesanya in round 2 is plus 650. Figueiredo in round 1 is Figueiredo round 1's only plus 300, and
Plus?
smash together is plus 2,900. That's that parlay he has.
29-1. That's pretty solid.
Guys, David Milks gets it. As a fellow
It's gonna be a good
Italian,
night for some Italians, but
I'm gonna have a great night. I feel it, man. 2 weeks ago, I was like the king. Dan did okay last week. I'll be back on top.
First place, right? That's okay.
I will be back
Did
on
you beat
top.
me? Did you end up beating me?
Yeah, I beat you. I first place. That's what. Oh, sorry, I forgot. I didn't remember about you.
It was close. I remember it being right down to the end there. What is it, like 12
I have a
points?
chance at fight of the night. Duwadu, Evlov, or I'm gonna go with Rydell Dober.
Yes.
Just because I think it's gonna be pure striking.
Yeah, Dober
Whereas
gets wild.
Duwadu and Evlov is gonna be. I think it's gonna be a crazy fight. I really do. The line, I listen. I think Evlov's going to win. He trains down here at American Top Team. I know he's very, very good. I've heard from a lot of guys that he's very good. But from what I saw in Duwadu, he is tough to take down. He scrambles up well, and he throws some good shots. So I think it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, that will be a really good fight.
I got money on. Oh, look at that! I didn't realize I have money on both. I think both and all of the Italians. So yes, it will be a good night for Italians. Vendramini and Vettori.
Except for Angelo.
I have both of them
he's
as
going to
well.
be paying me. Well, yeah, so it won't be
Yeah,
good.
it's not. Well, you're the Italian that's not going to have a good night. That's the thing.
Right.
Oh no, I will.
I
Jacob,
will love all Italians tomorrow. Angelo for paying me the bets he loses to me, and Benjamini and Vettori for winning me money.
Yeah, it'll
Izzy's
be
gonna make a statement. Houston, you might not be wrong on that one.
Houston, we have a problem.
Houston knows his stuff. I'm telling you.
almost everybody who watches this channel does, because they're here doing their research, trying to soak up what they can to place their bets and stuff. So we have a really good community, straight up, like genuinely straight up. Very good.
The OGs, Doncic, David Ramon. I love how David Ramon is just giving Angelo a hard time now. That's the best part of my night.
Right, it's back
Keep
to
coming,
David Raymond.
Doncic's number one fan. There's no doubt in my mind. Number one.
Doncic is a diehard. So is Jill, man. Jill's been here since day one.
Doncic's number one.
Donating, super chatting. Jill's an OG. Kayla just takes all of our money every week. So
Kayla's like, this is the best channel ever. I'm making money every week.
So David he's asked a few times. I ignored it on purpose, but I'll go ahead and answer it now. I did ignore it on purpose. You said, what was Jacob's lock of the week? Jacob's lock of the week was Nick Newell, the other host of this show. Nick Newell fought tonight in Bellator. I think he got robbed in his decision, but that was Jacob's lock. So when Jacob does his math, I'm sure it'll be a win somehow. But
I honestly think that I'm comfortable enough that the lock of the week, I think that, like, for the UFC to make it official, might be Chase. I think it might be Chase, honestly. Is Felipe the underdog? No, Felipe's the favorite. It's got to be Chase.
Yeah, Felipe's the favorite.
It's got to be Chase or Calderwood. But I'm not going to pick Calderwood. No, Calderwood's a favorite.
Calderwood's a giant favorite.
No, not a giant favorite, but she's a favorite. Oh, Vettori. Yeah, I'm not going to pick Vettori, so it's got to be Chase.
Chase Hooper is your lock of the week. Yowza.
Well, I mean, this is kind of short notice, so it only counts if he wins. I mean, at this point, so if
there
he wins,
it is.
It counts as a win. But since it's short notice, if he loses, that's not my fault, so that doesn't count.
Now you know.
So
now you guys know.
So this is going to be, if Chase wins, that moves us to 8 or 9 in a row. I think it does. I think it's like right at 8 or 9.
McKinney is an awesome lock of the week. Last minute replacement.
McKinney's not my lineup.
Your lock of the weeks are always in your lineup?
Yeah, why would what kind of question is that? Of course you're in my lineup. And
okay, yeah, I'd laugh at that too. How'd your lineup do last week?
What was that?
Who was your lock of the week last week? That's a serious question, not just me messing with you.
What do you mean? Who it was? She dropped out. It was the Ukrainian.
Oh, that's right. NSTHTV. I love Alexis Davis in this fight. I love her in this fight. So I don't think it's a guarantee, but if you check out the betting breakdown video,
David,
which I'm editing,
keep up with the math, that's not my fault.
If you watch the betting breakdown video, which I am editing as we speak, I have a 3.5 point bet on Alexis Davis, and I'm positive I'm going to cash on that. So if you want, check out the scrolling ticker at the bottom. Go to the website, click one of the links, place that bet. It's a solid bet for sure. Dan, you liked Alexis, but you thought it's definitely a tough fight for her, right?
Yeah, I think it's a tough fight. I mean,
you don't even like the 3.5?
I like the 3.5. What'd you get though? It was like minus 150, right?
It wasn't that far, but it was minus.
Yeah. I like the plus 3.5s when I can still get plus odds. When it's like a plus.
Yeah, that's hard though. They're getting smarter.
What's that?
I said those are hard now because they're getting smarter.
Yeah. Yeah, the best is when you can get a fight where somebody's like a plus 250 underdog because they know they're going to lose. They're probably going to lose a decision, but they have one round of either wrestling or power or something to pull it off. That's where I usually cash. Hold on. Somebody had a question. Who do we think is going to get the most points out of?
Oh, I didn't see that.
I think Kayla asked it.
Edwards, Adesanya, and Figgy. Figgy. I would go Figgy, then Edwards, then Izzy. That's how I'd rank it.
Yeah, I think Figgy's at the top. Oh, no. Most DraftKings points? I think Edwards. And then I think Figgy, and then I think Adesanya.
Figgy is the most live for a first-round finish. So that would be the most points. Edwards isn't going to finish Diaz in the first round. Izzy could finish.
Right, but Edwards might score 1,000 points in terms of just beating.
I don't know. I think he's going to take his time.
Yeah.
I think he's going to take his time. I mean, that's what he does. He just picks people. That's what he was doing against Bilal too. He's just kind of taking his time and picking his shots and stuff. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It could go either way. It's definitely close.
Agrees.
I would say Edwards, but it could go either way. Edwards, Figueiredo for sure. I think will be over Izzy.
Because I think both of those are the choices. Because Izzy could end up on his back and score nothing. And I don't think there's any world where that's where it gets tricky between Edwards and Figgy, because Moreno is a much better fighter to Figgy than Diaz is to Edwards. But, I just think that Figgy's so live for a first-round finish that I think I would definitely go Figgy in that. And I love Brandon Moreno. I don't know if we talked about it on the live stream, but Brandon Moreno is just like the nicest, coolest dude in the entire world. He got shoved at the whatever, and is like just starts laughing. Is like, woo, like just here to have a good time. I love Brandon Moreno.
He handled that really well.
He's a happy dude too, and when he does his interviews, he's just a happy guy.
I think it's interesting that Figgy. Did you see at the ceremonial weigh-ins what he did?
No.
He walked up to him, and like Dana's like ready to like break off, and he just extended his fist, and Moreno goes, hit his fist, and like Moreno like did his little heart thing and stuff. So he extended like an olive branch. Like I don't know if it was like a my bad thing or
he probably rehydrated.
I was going to say it could have been like a weight cut related, like just a moody.
Oh,
thing,
dude,
like,
people cutting weight are miserable.
And he's like been trying to like help hype himself up this whole week that like I hate Moreno and stuff. Like how can he hate Brandon Moreno? But he's like the way he talks is like he won the first fight and I won the first fight, and he's like they dominate. So he's like trying to place Moreno in his head as like this bad guy. So leading up to it with the dehydration, weight cut, he probably did like have a little spasm. It was like it was kind of a dick move. So that was interesting to see. He extended his fist, and Moreno was like, "Oh, hey, buddy," because that's how Moreno is.
I got a question for everybody, real quick, and we won't even discuss it first, Jacob. If you have a flight at 8 a.m., what time do you get to the airport?
A big airport.
Not a big airport. Not a big airport. We're not talking LAX. We're talking
the
Fort
Wednesday
Lauderdale,
before
Palm
Thanksgiving.
Beach.
We're talking the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
At JFK, it's snowing.
Dude, I travel a ton for work.
If
I have an 8 a.m. flight, I don't care.
Canadian are 9 a.m.
There's 12 feet of snow on the ground.
That's great.
You have to get gas on the way.
6:15, David Ramon. He's getting close to Jacob territory there. What airport is that, David? 6:30. Okay, that's reasonable. 2 hours prior. Oh my lord!
Everyone's agreeing.
7 NSTH. Finally.
Yeah, 1 hour. 1 hour is mine.
1
hour. I would want to be at security at 6:30. Starting to go through security at 6:30.
The only time I'll get there earlier is if I have like an afternoon flight, because then I'm just like sitting around waiting, looking at the clock. A morning flight, I'm gonna wait as late as possible. A 2 p.m. flight, it's like, all right, let me just get the hell out of here. I'll eat lunch at the airport and get it over with.
Jacob, for those who don't know, gets there 3 hours before.
No, it's 2. It's always 2. The last time it was like 2.5.
65-year-old mom, and you probably still ask for rides to and from the airport, don't you? Like it's 1992.
I would never.
And Uber doesn't exist. I bet you do.
I just drive there.
When you go visit family, they pick you up at the airport.
Parking was a little bit more expensive last time. I thought it was going to be. That was $85 for parking last time. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, parking's not cheap.
Yeah, right. Uber exists. It probably would have been $30.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't know if you're allowed to I had a big bag with me because I checked my bag,
That's the dude. Who here checks a bag for a personal trip?
Whoa. First, it's Southwest. Bags fly free. Okay,
it's a personal trip, dude.
How many days?
It was a good 5.
Jesse gets it. PSA pre-check. Dude, you cram it all into a carry-on.
No, it's a good 5 days, but it's Florida, so you got to have it's wet stuff. It's you change 3 times.
You stayed at your mommy's house, and she has a washer machine.
No, a what machine?
A washer machine?
What is it called?
A washing
machine?
A washer machine.
Washer machine.
You're staying at your mom's, and she had a washing machine.
A worse.
Worse. That's in Indiana. People say worse. You got a worse.
Tiffany's mom says, my wife's mom says worse too. All right, couple more questions, then we got to shut this down because it's like 4:00 in the morning. Houston Bradley, do y'all believe Diaz could use his clinch striking and ground game against Edwards?
Too. You breezed that y'all.
One more question. When would you guys start packing? Jacob starts 3 weeks out. It is.
You can't.
It's almost 1 a.m. my time. I have not packed a thing yet. I got to be up at. My flight leaves at 8. I'll be there at 7, so I got to leave the house by 6:30. Up at. Well, I got kids and stuff, so probably up earlier than 6. But, anyways, I haven't packed yet. Night of, I pack. Gibster, I'm with you.
I always pack the night of. There was no issue
Jacob,
with my
you've
packing
been packing up your house to move out of your apartment for a month. Like your lamps and things are in boxes, and you're still living there for a month.
You know, the issue was the only thing I didn't plan out was I packed up all my cooking stuff. So now all I have left is my air fryer. I literally don't have anything to cook with. I was like,
why, dude? You're moving up the street. That's so crazy. Up the street.
I'm just a planner, guys. I'm just a planner.
Okay, day before, right? Day before is normally what I do. I procrastinate a little bit this week. Houston's got a question.
Dunchichi, help me out. Come on. Please, get back in here. Dunchichi, help.
Do y'all believe Diaz could use his clinch striking and ground game against Edwards? I think in the clinch, Diaz will be in trouble against Edwards. I think Edwards is very good in the clinch. In his ground game, I mean, I don't know. He doesn't. I don't think he has the wrestling to get it there. It's really up to Edwards where this fight goes, if it goes to the ground or not. So,
I'll tell you what. I think this is the best I've ever seen Nate look physically. I think what he's done.
He did look in great shape.
I think what he did is I don't think he's ever going to go back to 155. Normally, he looks like a tweener that goes from 170 to 155. I think he honestly is committing to 170 and thinks if I'm going to get a title shot after this, I need to actually commit to 170. I think he put on some actual muscle because he looked bigger, but not in a bad way at all. I think he looked like a good 170 for the first time I've ever seen him like that.
Yeah,
so
he had like a solid 6-pack, not the.
I mean, his shoulders look bigger.
Say, the fat, skinny, whatever.
Yeah, his shoulders look bigger. I mean, I think he put on some decent weight, and I think he's serious about wanting a title shot. Well, it was kind of funny because one of his quotes, I think, was like, even if I lose, I'll get a title shot or something like that. It's like, I don't know about that.
That was, I saw that. That was what a mindset that must be.
Who said Diaz said that?
Yeah. Like, even if I lose, I'll still get a title shot.
He was smoking that new Diaz brand weed. By the way, that's hilarious. He was just straight smoking weed at the press conference.
He asked Moreno if he wanted it. Because they asked Moreno that one of the questions at the press conference was like, "What do you think about sitting next to Nate or whatever?" Like this now with all the fans. He's like, "Oh, Nate is great. You know, he just offered me some of his stuff. You know what? I didn't take it, but he's a great guy. I love Nate." It was so funny.
Offered me some of his stuff.
It was something like that, like in a typical something that Moreno would say. He's such a cool dude, man.
We got to shut this down. It is midnight Central Time. That means 1 o'clock for Danny Boy. You're flying at 5 a.m. or something absurd?
That's dedication.
So that is dedication. Thank all of you for hopping into the chat. The questions were unbelievable. We did not get to all of them. We're going to do more of these. This new software, as dumb as it sounds.
Let them know, too, that eventually, once these start filling up a lot, we might have to switch to members only chat because it's going to move too fast. So become a member. That way, next time it might be members only chat. That way you can still talk to us and stuff. So,
yeah, we'll figure all that out. Anybody who hopped in here, subscribe. We would appreciate that genuinely. Hit the join button, become a member. We appreciate all the support. You guys are amazing. I will be back tomorrow midday doing a sort of pre-fight walkthrough. We'll talk more specifically, not just drunken nonsense like we did, but talk more specifically about the fights, the picks, the plays, and all of that before tomorrow night's fights. So hit up that live stream. I'll schedule it in the morning. But thank you all very much.
Let's make some money, people.
Genuinely appreciate it. Hit up all of our links. Sign up. It helps us out. Thank you all very much. We will see you tomorrow.
Thanks, everybody.